Good morning, everybody, from Sabang here. Give me a little update on this is like, call it day 7, 8 on the keto diet. Trying to do that, trying to get to ketosis, and been researching and watching online and having all kinds of different experiences. The cure seems to be maybe worse than my health issue, but not really. Otherwise, I wouldn't go through it all. Anyhow, this is Wednesday, October the 15th, here in Sabang, Palawan, Philippines. We've walked over to Zipline Beach, so this is where I podcast and make a lot of my videos out of. This is my studio. So this morning we've walked over here, and I thought I'd give you a little more information or update. And of course, you can always ask something specifically, because I probably ramble on about the same old thing in most of my videos. So pardon my voice, it's scratchy. I don't know if I haven't woke up all the way or got a little congestion apparently, which is unusual for me. But this is I call it Zipline Beach because of the zip line here. That's it over there on the side where you land and jump out of the hillside way over there, 800 and some meters away. So what am I doing on the keto? This is day 7, 8. It's been a difficult road. I've had what they call the keto flu, which is where, for me, it's been very low energy, some brain fog, staggering around. I was walking through town a couple nights ago, and one of the young men at this restaurant, I don't know if he's working there, just sitting there, but most people know me. There's my shadow there filming. And he goes, Red Horse or alcohol? I said, no, I don't want any. And so I was a little confused whether he had some and wanted to drink with me, or he thought I was drunk. Either way, I think he thought I was drunk or had been drinking. I said, yeah, Red Horse, good beer, but I don't want any. And no, I'm not drunk. I'm just have the keto flu. So it's been very my anxiety and emotions, and not really, I wouldn't say hungry or overly a craving either. Just out of gas, brain fog, my mobility. Of course, all these things with the health issues I've had, the diabetes, Parkinson's, all the different things I've been fighting for the last 10 years trying to solve. And that's why I'm trying the keto diet to see how that works for me. Because I think it's definitely a fixable thing, and food and changing up your lifestyle is the answer. If you're overweight and you sit all day and eat pies, and you want to become active and fit, then you have to get up and quit eating pies and move around and do something. The sun's blinding there. Not sure how that will work on the video or camera, but we'll continue as usual, press through. I don't have or don't know about all the ways to film or do things and eliminate sounds and the light. I do know it's not so ideal to walk in there. It's blinding off hurts my eyes just walking up and looking off the water there as the sunrise comes up. We may go over here on the trail, but this a little better video up here. A little breezy, nice and cool today, so my energy comes and goes. It can be like right now, I can move around, walk around, then 15 minutes from now I'm staggering a little bit, and feel like I need to lay down. I'm tired even though I've just woke up, that type of stuff. and it's been pretty consistent. Of course, all them things I've had for, it's gotten worse and worse. 10 years ago, it started off with just a shaky hand. Everything else seemed to be working. Then it moved to my legs. And then I got anxiety attacks, which I've never had before. Worried about this and that. And can't control my emotions. And then I got a severe case of brain fog. And so these things are just continuing on the early stages of the keto diet. And then you read different things, different videos. Somebody says, oh, 3 to 7 days. You switch to the next video and it's, well, it takes anywhere from 7 to 6 weeks. Then some people say, well, if it's been, your problem's very severe, you may have to fast for 20 some hours or 16 hours, then you may have to fast for 72, so it's all over the map. And it depends, and I say that in a lot of my videos because people want an easy, quick answer, and they like the video that says, well, in 3 to 4 days, you'll be through this and over that. But life and health, and we're all a little unique, even though we're all people. It's a variable thing. So, and then you've read, and I've heard even some people that it's few that doesn't really ever do anything for. So, but by and large, I would say that at least up to about 50-60% or so, according to what I've been reading, have pretty good success on it. So I'm looking to, I think a lot of people are looking to lose weight. I got a few pounds, but I really don't care about that. I'm more interested in the solving my energy level, and that's been, it's went from Superman for all my life to I can't get out of bed now. So we may turn around here because the river's up, or I could wade through it. I don't know if I want to wade through it, but it's probably only a foot deep. We may take the trail up here in the woods up, so anyhow, it'll be better for viewing with going with the sun. So that's where I'm at. I'm not doing this because I'm necessarily overweight, even though I have a few pounds, maybe 20 or something, that I could lose to get back into race competition shape. But it's mainly just the way I feel, the quality of my life. So I'm trying to solve diabetes, trying to solve Parkinson's and whatever else I may not know. People's like, oh, you need a doctor, or you need a holistic doctor, you need this and that, you need to get blood work and do all these things. Well, I think a lot of time, most of the time you go in someplace, they don't know your health history and what's wrong with you, so they do all these things, poke and prod, and the next thing you know, you spent $300,000 and they're still guessing to what's wrong with you. And a lot of times they never really know. It'd be great if you can afford a personal trainer and a nutritionist and all these different things, that have your own private doctor and have all these things to access. But I don't have that, and I'm in the Philippines, so I do have the internet and a smartphone, and I research and do everything myself pretty much, and then I trial and error, and people want to argue and say, well, that can't be, or that's not right. But if something's working for you, I say keep on keeping on, and if you're happy in your health and your weight and things, same thing if you say, well, it's natural to be sick and get old and suffer. If that's your personal belief and attitude and you're accepting of that, go ahead and do that. Then just be be old at 50, 60, 70 and sit there, and that's certainly not my attitude. My attitude is this can be fixed and solved. It takes work and time and energy, and I have nothing but time and energy to pursue things, so I'm pursuing it. And I'll keep you informed on my Terry's Philippine healthcare journey, or ketosis journey, or keto journey, whatever label you want to put on it. Well, I just say different names because that's what people expect to hear. To me, it's not necessarily a diet, it's a proper way of living. It's like, I may jog or bicycle or swim every day potentially, and that may be my lifestyle. And is it a jogging with Terry diet, or is it just a way of living the way you choose to live? You may get up and have a coffee and cigarette and a beer and play cards, and that's what you like to do, play bingo. That's your lifestyle, that's your diet, so to speak, and nothing wrong with that if you enjoy it and it's what you enjoy and it's bringing you happiness, then be happy with that. Again, we're all a little different. I think life is about freedom of choice, and political arena and religious, and I think so many of us are trap ourselves and think, oh well, I belong to this church and the church says, and our book says this, and the Republicans say this, so I said I'm a down the middle kind of person. If it makes sense, and I go that way. If it doesn't make sense, I don't go that way. If it works for me, or I go that way, and if it doesn't, I switch and go another direction. So just like I started down the beach here, and I seen where the tide's up, and I didn't really want to wade through a foot of water, and I knew there's a trail up here, so I come up on the trail. This may be problematic as well. It's a little dewy and might be a big snake or scorpion up here, but I'm up here, and if I see something like that, I'll switch and go the other way again. I'll jump down there and wade through the water. So I've done both. So just freedom to choose and pick and choose, and if you're wise and lucky at the same time, you're get where you're going and get what you need to get done. A couple bikes here, so the fishermen are probably out on their boats or doing stuff. The Mango Grove hasn't opened up yet, so usually around 8:30, 9 o'clock it's up and running, the zip lines and everything. So that's kind of my thoughts. So that's what's been happening to me. That's a little bit of my start. So it's kind of confusing for me because my symptoms of keto, the keto flu, and I've researched where you take magnesium or B5 or do some electrolytes help, and I think when I've do a little something, it does help, but it hasn't wiped it off, and where I'm like, oh, I've the brain fog and my energy. I'm like to me, what I have and what's going on with the keto diet at this point or plan is I feel like I'm a electric wire and a light. You know how the wind blows or the wall vibrates or something, it fades in and out, and that's kind of how I am. Walk somewhat decently, 15 minutes or for something period of time, then I'm shuffling my feet, then I'm wobbling like a drunk man and wanting to lay over, and all that stuff happens more frequently than not. So I would say 70% of my day is I want to be laying down and not moving. So I just push myself to get up and go. This is the Mango Grove. They have little fruit drinks here, so if you ever come, you can partake, and this is what it looks like here. That's an old resort. I think the typhoon damaged it and they just never rebuilt it. I'm not quite certain on that, but it's very likely, I would say. So it's a little older. Was pretty substantial apparently. Had some tile and a lot of cement to the structure. These are just little bamboo and metal put together things. So, but it's still effective. That's all their coconuts and things for serving all the drinks throughout the day. They just pile them up. It's all organic for the most part. They had a big pile about 1 meter deep. See the monkeys come over here. So that's my thoughts. Let me know if you think I'm missing something, or you want to add to it, or you think I'm wrong, or you think I need to do something different. So I'm basically eating protein meat here, and again people go, oh, you need beef is the best. Well, it may be, and grass-fed, but there's very little beef here in the Philippines, in Palawan, although there are some cows here in the field as I speak, and they are grass-fed here, but what's really available is the pig that's not wild or grass-fed necessarily. It's usually confined and fed grains and stuff, so that's what's available. The chickens are something similar. They're laying eggs. Generally, the eggs you buy here, they're in a cage. Chickens are in a cage, and they gather them up. They're egg-laying chickens, and they're fed through tubes and grains, and so it's not ideal. There are some a lot of free range, but surprisingly it's hard to get a native chicken to some degree every day or readily available. So, and I'd say fish is maybe your best option here. Even there, it's not a guarantee. They have lots of fish ponds here where they throw out the grains and feed the fish. So even in the Philippines, you can't get a lot of natural, pure things. So it's a crapshoot. And people will, say, it's like I bought a jar of honey. I thought, I'm gonna get me some Philippine raw natural honey, and it was syrupy tasting and ran like water. So it was like no honey I ever seen. So I didn't know this. Somebody poured generic maple type syrup out of a thing into a jar to make it look like they had harvested it or something, but it wasn't like any honey I've ever had. So it was very thin and watered down and had a sweetness to it, but that was about it. So I was kind of disappointed in it. So that's my thoughts. So it's difficult everywhere you go. I'm just trying to do the best I can with what I got and what I know. And I'm a fairly independent and self-made type person. So, and I'm not afraid to say I'm wrong and make a mistake and change up and go there. I may give up, throw my hands up in the air for a day or two, and then I'm back on something else and have a new thought. So I've tried about everything. So I'm eating quite a few eggs, some pork, some fish. I alternate throughout the week, fish, egg, and egg is pretty much a staple here for me. But the fish and pork and chicken varies. And I try to get to like a wild boar rarity when I can get that, maybe once every 6 months or something. I get wild boar, which is pretty good, and a native chicken where possible. And I try and acquire organic or native eggs. So that's again seemingly so difficult, even though, as you see here, they have chickens run wild everywhere, but to get one to eat and get their eggs seemingly is difficult or something. So, because I've asked Michelle every day, give me some fresh organic eggs. I don't want them out of a cage and Don't want the chickens out of the cage. I want them, running around and catch one and prepare it, and let's have that. So, and then I'm doing some seaweed. That's been a real adventure trying to find that and get an answer. So that's my update in time. If you got any questions or comments or want to have anything constructive to say, feel free to leave them in the comments. Always interested, and I usually try to get back with everybody that comments. Thanks for watching. That's day 7, 8 on the keto diet that I'm going on. So far, not much relief. Looking for some change though over the next 10 to 30 days or so. But I've been watched some videos where it said, well, it could take a year or two, and it's possible that it would never change because so people are so damaged. But the vast majority is going to get some relief, but it could be 3 to 10 days to a month to 6 months. As I've made many videos, it depends on how you are doing it, how sick or bad you're off, and how your body's able to, how damaged it truly is, and can get back to functioning in a more normal state. So we will see. I'm going to take you along on the my health care journey, along with my Terry's Philippine journey. It's all part of the channel, because people's like, well, you didn't talk about the Philippines. You're in America. You're talking about a bicycle. Well, it's my journey and adventure channel, and it's my life channel. I should have probably renamed it and said it's about life, person's life as they go along. So that's more of what the channel's about. It's not strictly about something. If I get into something or doing something, then we will discuss it and talk about it and change it up as we go. So it's definitely not for people that don't like change, and all kinds of different topics and information. It changes throughout the day and even throughout the video. Many times I'll start on a topic and that will change through the video. I'll ramble on about 6, 7, 8 things instead of the one thing that I maybe picked as the title. So thanks for watching, everybody. Take care, be safe. Good luck to everybody. Anything I can say and do and suggest or comment that helps somebody, that's what I'm all about. So trying to just share life, and you're not alone, I'm not alone. And if I stumble on something I think's good or not so good, I'll let you know about it, and hopefully you can apply that or keep that in or out of your life. Thanks for watching, everybody.